All right, friends, welcome to another wonderful lesson on our TA coursework. This is going to be a really simple and very short yet powerful lesson. We've already discussed moving averages. This will be a little bit more of a detailed lesson of how the trend investor can use golden crosses and death crosses to their advantage. Okay, the thing you need to understand is that the golden cross refers to the bull cross, whereas if you hear the word death in front of a cross, that's referring to a bear cross. The golden cross indicates a possible bull market price action going forward, whereas a death cross signals possible bear market price action going forward. Both refer to the confirmation or potential change of trend by the occurrence of a short-term moving average crossing over a major long-term moving average. The example that we're going to use today is Nike. It's a very popular manufacturer of shoes here in the US. This is very simplified. I tried to make it that way. You're going to see a couple things going on. We're going to go back here to 2013 where we're going to study this particular lesson with these two lines. Now, what I've overlaid here is a 200 period moving average in red and a 50 period moving average in white, and the bars are representative of price action in respect to the Nike price stock. What we're starting with first and foremost is what I want to show you as an example of a bull cross that is highlighted by the green circle that I've overlaid on the chart in front of you. What's really nice about this is it doesn't take a lot of advanced TA to understand that this is actually a bullish trigger. As a matter of fact, had one bought Nike stock right here, where we had this bull cross, you'd have been able to ride this trend conveniently up for the next 1, 2, and yes, even 3 years. Now, there was a little bit of a drop here right towards the end of the cycle, and we'll come back and look at that, and I'm going to show you how you can eliminate that type of whipsaw. But that move, friend, was about 175% just by looking at one indicator, namely the golden cross. So we will refer to the ones that are in green, we'll refer to those as our golden crosses because those are where the 50 is rising over the 200 period moving average. Now, as we get up the mountain here, I do want to explain this candle here so that you can do this for yourself if you're studying any charts on cryptocurrencies or stocks or whatever asset you're trading. I want you to always go and look at the candle itself. Was there ever a candle body that closed below the 200 period moving average throughout this 3-year bull market? The answer is no. We had a wick and it was reclaimed quickly and snapped back up, and there was never any cross of the white line below the red line, which is the 200. So that would have been your indication that, hey, even though it was a scary drop, it's okay. It's okay. We can still stay in that trend. But we did have some issues that started to develop under the surface coming into the beginning of 2016, and that's what we're going to refer to in this red circle right here as our death cross, okay? And you can call it a bear cross, a death cross, whatever suits you, but you'll hear it referred to as both by many technicians. But a death cross is the opposite of a golden cross, where the white line breaks below the 200 daily moving average. And had you gotten out, you'd have saved yourself roughly, and again, this is a rough guesstimate here, about 20%. But still, you're saving yourself a little bit of money, and you're also giving yourself a little bit of peace at night. So I'll get rid of that, and I want to discuss this right here. This is one of the bigger problems with moving averages. There's two problems with them, really. One, they're lagging indicators, and two, a lot of times what will happen is you'll get this, what we refer to in the industry as a whipsaw, where the slower time frame moving average is staying stable, but you'll see the 50 period moving average rise above and then try to cross below, rise above, cross below, rise above, and that can make someone pull their hair out. So how do you remedy this? How do you gauge what to do here? First and foremost, I always tell people, sometimes no trade is a trade, and that's sometimes the best advice I can give. We do not need to force a trade. We always want a trade to come into us. And when we see a lot of whipsaw action and there's no clear directionality, when in doubt, stay out. Okay, go find another opportunity and be happy with 175% gains that you were able to take and then secure after the bear cross occurred. But if you were still looking at Nike and still intrigued by it as to own it or to potentially short it, let me give you a little best practice here that will help you immensely. Identify your higher time frame moving average. In this case, it's the 200, the red line. When these whipsaws are occurring up and down, what is happening to the 200? Is it sloping down or is it sloping up? It's doing neither. It's staying flat. When it is staying flat, that is your indication that there is no directionality and you are simply waiting on either a news event, some type of earnings report, or whatever macro element that could get this market either back to a bullish trend or back to a more definitively bearish trend. So that way, at least you're outside of this whipsaw zone. But my best advice is to always pay attention to the slope of the moving average. So we'll get rid of the whipsaw box. Now, we had another bullish trend emerge. This was back in late 2017. I hope you can see this. We will not camp out on this a long time. We had the simple 50 period rally back, and now notice that the 200 is now no longer flat. It is now emerging with a true upslope. All right. Furthermore, we had a corrective period here. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you about this corrective period that happened basically in September 2018 and concluded in December of 18. So basically for third and fourth quarter of 2018, we saw a dramatic sell-off, and we had actually lost both moving averages, and both of them, they crossed, but it was a very minor cross. A lot of times what I will do, this is a really great example of how fibs can help you to stay in a trend. Notice that this was a textbook 0.5 retrace, meaning that if you were still bullish the stock, you could have actually either added to your position here or waited to see if that particular fib broke. A lot of times in an ongoing bull market, you will see some form of correction either to the 0.5 or in some cases as much as the 618 golden ratio of the Fibonacci sequence. So in this case, bull market, correction in a bull market, continuation of a bull market. And just how by using those two tools that I shared with the MAs and the fib, you actually made 90% in this wonderful year and a half run or so. Now, let's talk about the failure of where moving average crosses can really hurt you. This is a failure right here. This was the COVID crash low where everybody is very familiar. We had large drawdowns in the market of 20, 30, in some cases 40% in major indices, and that was no exception to Nike. Nike fell a whopping peak to trough of 44%. So that was not something fun. The problem here, and I'm going to show you, is where this bear cross actually occurred. Notice that it happened after the price had already dropped. That is why we like to use multiple indicators in conjunction with things like moving averages so that we're not put at a disposition because of a failure of a technical tool. Now remember, we started in 2013. I'm showing you a failure that happened 7 years later by one of the largest event-laden things that happened in markets in really the last century, or at least in the last few decades. So that was an anomalous event, but then we were back on track. Markets were starting to trend higher. If you'd have bought the golden cross after all the panic ensued with COVID, you actually got up to a double top right here and gained almost 100% return, where we unfortunately lost the trend. And this is where we actually are going back down the mountain. There's a lot more going on to this chart than the moving average itself, but just simply pointing out another whipsaw element right here where the 200 period is moving flat, but it was also a continuation of trend down. And how do I know that? Just by using my simplified fib, I could have told you that particular market came right back up to where, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but it was another fib. We came up to, let's see, what level was that? That was the, let's see, 382. So that was a textbook fib retracement and otherwise ongoing bear market. And this has been a really rough bear market, and a lot of people might have gotten maybe whipsawed to get back into Nike. There was 2 episodes where it rallied outside of its 50 and 200. One was back here in 2023, early 2023. The second being here in December of 2023. But for the lion's share, this has been a downtrending market. As a matter of fact, how much have you lost peak to trough? Over 70%. So again, just using your simple moving averages, friends, and identifying golden crosses and death crosses, aka bull crosses and bear crosses, with simple moving averages like your 50 period moving average and your 200 period moving average, you can incorporate these practices, these best practices, by using them to get the meat of the move, to incorporate proper risk management. And if using your moving averages in conjunction with other indicators and other items like your Fibonacci retrace tool, you can either stay in a bull trend if there is any whipsaw, or if in a bear market, if we get a rally back and retracement, you can identify that and get short again or stay in cash. But regardless, it's a very simplified way for a longer term investor to sleep better at night and incorporate more risk management into their own investment portfolio. But that concludes the lesson on golden crosses and death crosses. I hope it made some sense. We're on to the next lesson. Thanks again for listening, guys.